Hi everyone, Alejandro here with Autel Robotics, and today we're going to give you a brief app overview of the Voyager app. Once you receive your Dragonfish and turn on your ground station for the first time, you'll open up the Voyager app and you'll be presented with the main screen. On the main screen, you'll have access to all of your settings and different flight features. If you want to access your settings, you can either tap the settings button that's down at the bottom, or you can tap the signal icons that are in the top right hand corner. The settings button will take you to your general settings that have to do with the base station and software updates, whereas the settings in the top right hand corner via the signal icons are going to be your aircraft settings. This is going to be anything from your geo-fencing all the way down to your battery settings. In the flight interface, you'll have access to all of your different mission types. Do a waypoint mission, a rectangular mission, or a polygon mission. After that, you have your manual flight. In order to fly the Dragonfish manually, you'll have to physically set the switch on the remote controller to the M button. Next, you have your project list setting. From there, you can see all of the missions that you've planned and saved. This can be any type of mission, so you'll see everything in one place. After that, you have your photo album. This is where all of your photos and videos that you've taken during any missions or manual flights are saved. Next, you have your novice guide. In the future, this will be a great place to find different resources such as support videos, instruction manuals, and different flight guides for newer pilots. If you're ever confused on what a certain button or a setting does, tap the question mark icon in the very top right-hand corner, and then you'll see a label for all of the buttons and settings that are currently on. Hi everyone, Alejandro here with Autel Robotics. And today, we're going to give you a brief overview of how to create a Waypoint mission in the Voyager app. To create a Waypoint mission from the main menu, the first thing you'll want to do is tap that flight interface button. From there, you can tap the Waypoint mission at the very left-hand side, and then you'll be taken to a whole new screen. First, you're going to set your mission settings. On the right-hand side, you'll start off by naming your mission. Here, we're just using the name Test 1. Next, you'll see your takeoff altitude setting. This is an altitude to where your Dragonfish will transition from a VTOL over to a fixed wing. Next, you have your altitude setting. Once your Dragonfish is done transitioning into a fixed wing mode, this is the altitude that it will fly the mission at. Again, please make sure that you have set a sufficient altitude to avoid any obstacles in your flight area. Also keep in mind that in fixed wing mode, it will be more difficult for the Dragonfish to brake or avoid any obstacles. After that, you have your speed setting. This is the speed that your Dragonfish will fly the mission in fixed wing mode. Keep in mind that it will slow down during its transition periods. Next, you have your camera action, which can be set to take images at a certain interval or to record video. And down at the very bottom, you have your gimbal yaw and gimbal pitch settings. These can be adjusted to orient the camera in a certain direction during the mission. After you've set your general mission parameters, you can now tap anywhere on the map view to create your first waypoint. Take notice that once you've created that first waypoint, you'll also get your takeoff transition point and your landing transition point. The one with the upwards arrow is your takeoff transition point, and the one with the downwards arrow is your landing transition point. Keep in mind that you want these to not be too close to the home point, and you want them in a relatively flat area to make sure that you're avoiding any obstacles. To continue to create waypoints, tap anywhere on the map, and then you'll create a new numbered waypoint. If you need to delete a waypoint, tap on whatever number you want to delete, and on the right-hand side, tap delete. If you put two waypoints close to one another, the Dragonfish will automatically create a circle in your route, since it is in a fixed wing mode. If you want the Dragonfish to fly in a direct line, you're going to have to go ahead and spread those waypoints. To set your landing transition altitude, tap on the icon with the downwards arrow and set the altitude in the top right-hand corner. Once you're happy with your mission, go ahead and tap the floppy disk icon on the left-hand side to save your mission. Once you've saved your mission, you'll get a preview of the altitude and terrain changes along your route. Once you're done previewing those, you can tap close on the left-hand side, and then you can start the mission by tapping the blue takeoff button on the left-hand side. Once you've tapped the button, the Dragonfish will do a self-check to make sure that it's capable of flying the mission before executing it. If the Dragonfish self-check is successful, you'll be taken to a screen with a takeoff slider. If not, you'll be prompted with what didn't pass the self-check, and you should contact our support team for more help. Once you're ready to take off, go ahead and slide the slider to the right, and then the Dragonfish will begin to execute the mission.
Welcome to Dragonfish Series Tutorials. In this video, we'll introduce the Geo-Fence. Before flying on a mission, first enter the Autel Voyager app. Go to the Missions interface and go to Geo-Fence settings. Click on the round circle icon on the left column. Select Geo-Fence on the right side of the screen and set parameters for a round Geo-Fence. You can manually adjust the Geo-Fence's height, radius, and duration. By setting the Geo-Fence, you can set a specific flight zone or no-fly zone for the aircraft. Select the no-fly zone on the right side to map a no-fly zone. From there, you can set the area, height, and duration of the zone. To map a polygonal Geo-Fence, click the polygonal icon on the left column. The settings are the same as the round Geo-Fence. After completing the settings, click the Save icon on the left column. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Dragonfish Series Tutorial. In this video, we'll introduce the dynamic tracking features. During a flight mission, click the track icon on the left column. The aircraft will enter follow mode. Frame the target you want, and the gimbal camera will track it. In this setting, the aircraft will not follow the target if it moves. If you want the Dragonfish to follow the subject, click the tracking settings icon in the screen's upper left corner and set parameters for tracking radius, circling direction, and reference point. Then confirm and select one tracking mode: simple tracking, circling tracking, shape tracking, or synchronous tracking. The aircraft will exit its original flight mission and begin tracking the selected target. Thank you for watching.
Hi everyone, Alejandro here with Autel Robotics, and today we're going to show you a couple of mission features in the Voyager app. The first feature that we're going to show you is our quick mission feature. In order to execute your quick mission, enter the map view and hit the star icon on the left hand side. Now wherever you need that point of interest to be, go ahead and tap on the map. Now you'll see that orbit appear and settings similar to your mission settings on the right hand side. You can now set your altitude and your orbit radius to whatever you need it to be. Once you're ready to start the quick mission and deviate the Dragonfish from the pre-planned route, hit the play button on the left hand side. Once you've executed your quick mission, your Dragonfish will deviate to that point of interest, and it will continue to perform that quick mission until you either exit the quick mission or you execute another intelligent feature. Now that we've shown you how to execute a quick mission, let's move on to another feature. Now we're going to talk about dynamic track. In this example, while we're performing our quick mission, we found that we needed to focus on a subject and have the Dragonfish and our camera focus on it. Once you have your subject in the camera view, on the left-hand side, tap the target button. Once you've done that, drag a box around your subject and the Dragonfish will begin to track it. You'll know you've done this correctly if you see a stream of arrows pointing towards your subject. Once you have your subject being tracked, you can now switch between different zoom levels or different lenses on your gimbal. If you need more detail, we recommend switching to your zoom lens and zooming in as closely as possible. Once you're done tracking your subject and you want the Dragonfish to go back to executing the mission, go ahead and hit the Stop Following button down at the very bottom. Now your Dragonfish will deviate from its quick mission and go back to the original route. The last feature that we're going to show you is our quick altitude change feature. Let's say that while you're flying your quick mission, you find that you're going to run into some obstacle and you need to change the altitude immediately. While you're in that quick mission and you're in the camera view, on the left hand side, tap the button that looks like a plane with an upwards arrow. Now you'll be presented with a new setting in the middle of your screen. You'll be asked to put in a positive or a negative value in order for your dragonfish to either rise in altitude or drop in altitude that amount. Once you've done that, tap confirm and your dragonfish will execute the quick altitude change. Thank you for watching. We hope that you gained a little bit of insight into these 3 features during your missions.